most tortured, evasive moments in press conference history. Welcome to Truth Dueler Official. In this video, you'll learn about the most tortured, evasive moments in press conference history, where politicians stumbled and celebrities tripped up, all while the whole world was watching. You'll want to stick around till the end of this video to learn how to avoid answering life's hardest questions, like when your wife asks you why Jake from State Farm is calling you at 3 in the morning. Not that we endorse cheating. But first, I am your host, Misinformation. If you like this channel, make sure to subscribe to receive more great press conference history, misinformation analysis, and other sentiments and ramblings that please and amuse us. And become a Truth Dueler, because only you can slay misinformation at its source. Get our app on truthduel.com. Before we can analyze bad press conferences, we need to ask ourselves, what makes a good press conference? Ideally, the speaker should know your material, know how to tactfully say you don't know, and have a sense of humor. However, as every PR major knows, all publicity is good publicity. In our digital world, bad conferences can lead to good memes, which can lead to even better publicity. Take, for instance, the widely hated Grubhub advertisement. I'm sure somebody in their boardroom got a promotion for the best, worst ad ever.
Grubhub perks give you deals on the food you love. The kind of deals that make your boogie.
If you're looking for an expert on chaotic conferences, your best bet is to ask former President Donald Trump. Breaking tip number 1 of knowing your material. On April 23, 2020, Mr. Trump asked William Bryan, Undersecretary at the Department of Homeland Security for Science and Technology, if there was a way to use disinfectant to clear viral particles out of the human body through injection inside or almost a cleaning.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it...
While one could commend Mr. Trump for his interest in medicine, perhaps such hypothetical questions should be left to an introductory biology classroom instead of on national television, where someone could easily misinterpret that to mean shooting up Clorox like black tar heroin in the back of a Waffle House bathroom.
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
Clorox is best left to disinfect household surfaces, while human skin should be treated with warm soap and water. We touch our faces up to 16 times an hour. That's 16 times your poor white blood cells have to ingest whatever killer microbe has slithered up your nostrils. And they're not even getting paid minimum wage. Our Truth Duel investigative reporters tell us that a healthier option is touching your face to the ground, because germs have to obey the 5-second rule. Continuing with our theme of presidents, this next press conference is perhaps one of the most quotable. When faced with a brewing scandal, former President Bill Clinton decided to squash the situation by outright lying to the press. I know you all know it, so say it with me. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
But history was not so kind to Mr. Clinton, and now everybody knows that the president was getting that sloppy toppy in the Oval Office. On a more serious note, this incident is one of many that highlights the abuses of power that happen in our most entrenched institutions. From the Catholic Church to Hollywood, power is used to coerce sexual favors out of victims, such as Monica Lewinsky, who was only 22 at the time. Lewinsky is now an anti-bullying advocate, and only later in her life is, quote, beginning to entertain the notion that in such a circumstance, the idea of consent might well be rendered moot. End quote. Though hers is a journey of healing, this is not true for all victims, especially in the age of social media. Speaking of social media, our next contender is Silicon Valley's king of sunscreen, Mark Zuckerberg. On April 8, 2018, Facebook's founder presented before Congress. The question on everyone's mind? Exactly how private is our data? Senator John Kennedy asked this very question to Mr. Zuckerberg, stating, quote, "Do you have the right to put my data, a name on my data, and share it with somebody?" End quote. Watch as Mark Zuckerberg takes this very literally, countering with, "I do not believe we have the right to do that." Mark's evasive language doesn't trip up Senator Kennedy, who clarifies himself when he says, "Do you have the ability?" getting Zuckerberg to admit that it could, in theory, be done by an outside party, but that would be a breach of Facebook security. Do you think Mark did a better job in his hearing than our previous two examples? What would you have said differently if you were Facebook's CEO or the senator questioning him?
Technology, software we offer, Facebook's products are products, except where we expressly state that separate terms and not these apply. I'm a lawyer, have not.
Zuckerberg, I think we all agree that what happened here was bad. You acknowledged it was a breach of trust, and the way I explain it to
Judiciary and Senate Commerce committees with the Facebook CEO talking about the data breach and election interference in 2016. Let's talk about it now briefly.
A new family, or if there was a fake Facebook post of Chris Coons.
Either way, two things are certain. Mark Zuckerberg has the uncanny ability to drink water like a robot, and the implications of this hearing are broad. Facebook security is only subject to self-regulation, and we already know that it is breachable because of the Cambridge Analytica data scandal that spurred this congressional hearing in the first place. While presidents do exert control over the American people, Facebook sits in your very home. Both it and other platforms such as TikTok analyze your behavioral patterns, tailoring your flow of information to whatever makes them the most money. Powerful and perfect algorithms are in the hands of powerful and imperfect people, making this conference one that leaves an unsettling feeling in your stomach. If you think that Mark Zuckerberg's conference was difficult, then buckle up for this next one. On February 12, 2002, then Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld addressed the American people regarding rumors about Iraq supplying terrorists with weapons of mass destruction. Placed in a tough situation, Rumsfeld decided to give a lesson about a concept from national security, saying, quote, "Reports that say that something hasn't happened are always interesting to me, because as we know, there are known knowns, there are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know, but there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, end quote. The concept Rumsfeld is referring to is known as the Johari window. Developed in 1955 by two American psychologists, the window was first used in self-help groups to better understand the self and its relation to the world. It seems like such a simple concept when said aloud, but rarely are such simple things acknowledged. As far as tactful responses go, do you think this was a slick move by Donald Rumsfeld? Or is his answer filled with too many unknowns for your liking?
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
We're nearing the end of our time together, so let me give you a useful piece of advice. Picture this, it's 3 in the morning, your wife is accusing you of cheating on her with Jake from State Farm. Sure, Jake looks nice in those khakis, but you're a faithful spouse, you wouldn't dream of it. Or maybe you have. Maybe you've done more with Jake than just dreaming about him. You need a way to evade your wife's interrogation before the neighbors hear. and I can sell you one. In early 2016, American politician Chris Christie entered a press conference expecting to be asked about a recent nomination he made to the New Jersey Supreme Court. Instead, reporters bombarded him with questions about his endorsement of Donald Trump in the upcoming presidential election. Under immense pressure, Christie tried to steer the conversation away from what he called off-topic questions. Unfortunately for him, social media platform Vine found the whole debacle highly entertaining. And suddenly, Christie's voice shouting, "You have been stopped," or "permission denied," was being imitated by high schoolers all across America.
No off-topic questions, because I don't want to. No, permission denied. That's an off-topic question. Next, you have been stopped.
So the next time your wife asks you why you won't tell her about the bouquet you sent to an insurance representative, just say, "Because I don't want to." I guarantee divorce rates in America will plummet with this one simple trick. I know it's been said before, but a reminder is due. Bad publicity is still publicity. Nike profited greatly from people burning their gear in response to Nike's endorsement of Colin Kaepernick. The same happened for Keurig after they pulled their funding of Sean Hannity, and people took to Twitter in order to show themselves destroying the Keurig coffee machines. When we laugh at politicians, celebrities, or companies who make mistakes in the public eye, we provide free advertising. They're starting to catch on to this, and soon press conference history will need two new categories: bad on accident and bad on purpose. And if you like laughing at politicians, be sure to watch our video, Top 10 Softball Questions Reporters Have Asked Joe Biden. Misinformation wishes you well and says, "I did not have sexual relations with Jake from State Farm." P.S. Is Mark Zuckerberg lying to our faces in this clip?
We got one. Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. I am not a lizard, but keep the high quality comments coming in.
Until next time, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and become a Truth Dueler, or Mark Zuckerberg will force feed you Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
That is going on the ribs. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's is very good. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. We have just applied the Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's. Maybe throw some Sweet Baby Ray's on the ribs and take it from there. She's waiting for her ribs. I mean, she knows what's coming, and Sweet Baby Ray's.